Good morning, Jay and Sally. Hey, this is Joe. I just wanted you to see. I did a review of Koala, and Koala is a national brand. I don't know if you knew that. So they have a national presence. They got a lot of locations. So it's a different budget, different mindset that's involved when it comes to website. We have a chain of salons. They do all these high-end red light therapy, cryotherapy stuff. They got 30 locations in the U.S. The main website was a $30,000 build, and each franchise, each location, gets their own Facebook, Instagram page, and their own web page, but it's tied to the master one. That way, the flow of content and information can stay consistent throughout different regions of the United States. So with that in mind, you need to understand this is a custom site right here. This is thousands of dollars. Quite a bit. So this is not the master one, by the way. This is not the main site. The main site is real simple, but the back end of it is so big that it's, the way it's connected for mapping and location, is what makes them complex. But each end can make theirs look like what they want. This booking thing's a third-party company. Doesn't seem to be working too well. I tried it out. Getting estimates everywhere. I love the natural pictures of the job site. That would be good. Let's get natural job site pictures. I don't get any pictures from any of your guys. We can load those. But we'd have to redesign and rework the website a little bit. What we did was some technical things to get the conversion with Google, because if you don't have things set up a certain way, it does hinder the conversion. But we had good conversion. There was a list of calls that we know that people made. I sent that to you. We were unable to get recordings on yours because they didn't call from the listing, but they did call from the website number, and you can see how they did it. Some didn't stay on the phone long because there was no answer. One lady left a message twice with her phone number on 2 different days. And then there was one that looked like the conversation lasted about 120 seconds. So it's a couple of minutes. So it's beyond the voicemail. And either they left you a long voicemail or someone picked up and had a conversation. So not real sure what happened with all the conversion of the calls, as well as those leads that came in that first week. And then that second week y'all were gone, the system was off. Came back, we turned it on, and you had 2 more leads that very next day after you got back. Since then, the system's been paused, and we're going to turn it back on. So the leads were flowing. I just don't know about the conversion. But this info, what we call this is an infomercial. This really talks about everything: contamination, just insulation altogether. Everything, all the good things you say, Jay, are pretty much wrapped up in 1 minute. See that? 1 minute, 12 seconds. So I don't know if anybody would watch it that long, but man, it sure tells me a whole lot. Another button, get a quote. These are called accordion expandables. So it just helps you reduce space, because a lot of people are not going to fin through a whole bunch of text. Again, let's get an estimate. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Some credibility buttons, right? What we work on, the 3 main things, what are they? Or the 4 main things. I've got an electrician, he does commercial, medical facilities, residential, and industrial. So he's got like 4 buttons like this, right? Real pictures of, jobs that were done. Be nice to get those from you guys. And this is really Google. Both of those review sections are really Google. So you got kind of a replication on this site. This is more of a landing page. Button, get estimate, book your appointment. The appointment thing didn't work too good. It's a House Call Pro. It's a third-party service. It's kind of weird because I can go 88 cents. I don't know quantity. Let's just say I don't know. Let's just say I need 50 quantity. I don't know. I don't know if that's, I don't know what that unit is. So brown, blown in cellulose 9-inch, right? So then I added it, and, I've got a cost in my cart. Well, I can't check out. I can't do anything. See? I don't know. It's just kind of a weird, right? Kind of a weird thing. I thought this was book an appointment. So it didn't really kind of work right. So that's something they probably need to work on. But, get an estimate. Everybody's willing to do this, right? And submit. And those are the leads we get now. See, they're not using Angie's List. They're not using Home Advisor, directly on their website. There's no mention of that because it's a competitor. So then you can kind of see they also offer financing. That may be another area you can pick up more business. Sometimes this is, I think, 100 or $200 a month, depending on what plan you get on. But I know a lot of contractors in the house remodeling world that use this like crazy, because it allows them to offset cost to the consumer, remodeling the kitchen, updating a bathroom, those kinds of things, redoing the floors, light fixtures. That stuff runs into pretty chunky money. If they got decent credit and good homeowners, they typically can get this. Here, they're using the name brands of the companies that provide the materials. That just adds to the credibility of your website. That's something you can do. Here again, the Google reviews, the service area, and you can see this one that I picked out doesn't really service me over here in Allen. So if you go to the main site, I don't know if you knew that there is a main site. I can type in a zip code or I can just search locations. But let's look at the main site. The main site's a little mundane. It's a little plain. But here's a 16-second video. It's an older one. But this was their when they went national, this was their little jingle, right? Their TV commercial type jingle, right? Because it's more of a song type deal. Of course, it's on YouTube. That helps optimize. You see these are great. It does have this, right? But it also has this and this. Those are kind of important. You have them too, but you're mostly dominated by that. So financing again, there's a blog. They talk about different things, and those would be important, like different articles. We have a company that is in the trades business, and he does blogs all the time, just kind of talking about what's going on and what's next, and the industry itself, that type of thing. Those would be good for you that you could do, but you've got to be able to write those out, send them to us, and then we can upload them for you. So this is a national. They even offer a franchise option. That website's thousands of dollars. So what we can do is try to figure out, is there a budget that you could swing, and we redo the site, because to fix it as well as just redo it, reformat it a little bit, is about the same, because we can make a couple of parts really sexy, but it doesn't go with the flow of the rest. So it's kind of like a car with hail damage. Why would you just replace the hood, right? So this is a Laravel, which is a custom framework. We know that. We want to keep you away from custom because that just gets expensive. That's a coder developer time, and they're usually a per hour basis that would build something like this. But we can get pretty close to it. Just want to make sure what you guys were thinking. But we did have leads that came in and calls that came through, and I do get a little concerned when you express, Jay, that there's just no leads and you spent all the money. It's kind of like, what happened to the leads that came in? So, one of the things that the guys might need to learn to do is just book the appointment, because the get the estimate and book this appointment thing, guess what get the estimate is, right? Once you select one, right, and look at that. How did they find us? Google ad, Google listing. See what's first, right? They didn't even put on here word of mouth. I don't even see Angie's List on here. You see that? So they're really not doing that, but they've got a rating over there. So if a national brand can do it, you guys can do it too. But what I was going to say is, obviously, with just this information getting back to me, right, what has to happen? A phone call and an appointment, right? So something like that can happen. Now we can do something called a calendar thing. It's called Calendly. The free version allows you one way to communicate with people. We can actually have that thing book appointment times for when they can take a call. That way your guys can run through the day and not worry about they got to call this lead right away. The appointment says when to call them back, right? That works about half of the time, because the other time when they do the estimate, they're just expecting people to reach out to them anyway. So they got to be fast. That might take the edge off on the leads that did come in that had no real response time to, instead of them trying to sell and close the deal on the phone. Selling and closing the deal on the phone, unless they're skilled like you, is not going to produce the results you need. They probably need to load up with appointments and get out on the road and go and try to close as much as they can face to face. I think that's where you're going to wind up getting your sales increased. If you try to automate it too much and create all this stuff automated, people do not respond to a machine well, they respond to people. So it's something we can do. Modify your site, make it smoother, simpler, you bet. We didn't build it, remember. We just try to make it convert well for Google, and it does. So then what we need to do is talk about, is there a budget in mind that you can, muster up, and then we can go to work and get that done for you. If there's not, then I can make maybe a little bit of modifications, but we need pictures sent to us on a regular basis, and you guys need to get busy making some videos, and let's get it on the YouTube channel. Just record them on your phone and I'll show you how. And if you can give me the name brands of the companies that are the products that you use, I can get those on there as well. I just didn't want to put all these band-aids on yours and it looks weird, right? We probably need to do a little quick redesign. All right, thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to be out of pocket. We got to go see Mom today. She's 4. Hadn't seen her in a few weeks, so we're going to go run and see her. But if you need something, call or text, and then if I don't get to you, it'll be Monday. Thanks.